Hello and welcome to today's Oboe Windfree. My guest is Charlotte Eglington, and Charlotte needs no introduction to anybody that knows anything about the Irish Chamber Orchestra. Charlotte, hello, how are you?
How are you, Matthew? Great to be here this morning.
It's lovely to have you, as always. Now, the first thing I want to ask you, the orchestra's been really busy over the last year, but I'm just wondering how the current wave of COVID is affecting the orchestra and the concerts and things we've got coming up.
Yeah, it has been difficult. We're all still working from home, and we will be only performing to half capacity houses, and we might even have to start concerts at an earlier time for our February concerts, unless COVID regulations are eased back between now and then. But all changes will be advised on our social media channels and on www.irishchamberorchestra.com. But we've presented live concerts actually since last April, which is some achievement. And our regular concert recordings can be heard on RTE Lyric FM on the full score. Prior to Christmas, we completed another great series of I Create Online. And our Driving Home for Christmas hit with Johnny Logan featured on several Spotify playlists, which was great over the festive season. And in fact, I think we streamed to 3,500 people, and the overall reach of the campaign was 57,000. So it's been difficult, but we are flying the flag high.
Absolutely, and I think something that the orchestra, as a bunch of musicians, is very good at is this kind of pivoting, is being really flexible and versatile. And I think from what you're saying, the planning, the management, that's also, you've just had to run with it and change.
I think we've all had to do things differently, and that's been, I think, really what's good, because everybody has to learn to do things differently, and I think there's actually much more camaraderie. We have much more engagement even with the orchestra, because of COVID. So it's all good.
Yeah. So let's look on to February now, the first concert of 2022. What have we got coming up?
We've a lovely taste of Austria for our first concert. Thomas Zeckmar returns. This time he isn't playing the violin, he's just conducting. So he will be leading us in Mozart's Serenade Number 6, or Serenata Nocturna, as it's better known as. And it's a really jolly work. So I think people will love it. And he combines this with Bruckner's string quintet, but of course he's put his own slant on it because he's rearranged it for string orchestra. So that'll be very interesting. And as always, then the ICO are commissioning new music. So we feature Ian Wilson's The Seventh Seal, which it's a new work. It was inspired by the Bergman movie of the same name. And it's a world premiere, and it's a concerto for double bass and cello. So we see Malachi and Christian shining in this. So the concerts are on the 1st, 2nd and 3rd of Feb in Dublin, Limerick and Cork. And the Cork concert is in association with the Cork Orchestra Society. And we haven't been there in a while, so it's great to be back.
Yeah, absolutely. Getting around the country kind of thing. And so then that's February. March.
So then March, for the first time, Henning Kraggerud comes to play with us. And Henning is a prolific composer and a violinist. So naturally, he has selected a wonderful program of Norwegian composers who, in the main, composed for violin. There's Ole Bull, there's Fendesen, there's Sinding and Halverson. And of course, there's Grieg, who really composed for piano, but we will be performing his wonderful Hallberg suite, which we have performed countless times.
Absolutely,
so we're looking forward to that.
And I love that piece. I love the Hallberg.
So do I. It's a romp. It's great.
Absolutely,
and then Kraggerud, as I said, is a prolific composer. So we'll be featuring extracts from his own Equinox for violin and chamber orchestra. It's a piece he wrote for the Festival of Light in Tromsø some years ago. So it's quite a remarkable piece. So we're looking forward to that.
Yeah. Now, so that's February, March. Now, April, what have we got coming up in April?
Jörg Wittmann is back with the magical Mozart program. The concerts are going to take place actually on the 27th in Limerick, and the 29th we go to the Burr Festival of Music for the very first time. So we'll be recording actually on the in-between date on the 28th. So we're looking forward to that.
Yeah, and it'll be fantastic to welcome Jörg back again to
It will.
Yeah. And then, of course, there's lots of other things coming up.
Yeah, we've some very exciting collaborations coming up thereafter. In particular, We are joining forces once again with Opera Collective Ireland for a production of Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. And this time it's Will Todd's version. So it's a real eclectic mix of jazz, of opera, of musical, and it's for all the family. So we will be touring with them from the 1st to the 9th of April. And we will visit Kilkenny, Navan, Limerick, and Dunleary, which is great. And then May, very different, we collaborate on a trad project with well-known Irish trad musicians, Pádraig Rinn, Donal Lunny, Martine O'Connor and Zoe Conway for a commission for a concertina orchestra. So that'll be very different. And then at the end of that month, Hungarian cellist Istvan Vardai is back. So we're really excited to see him come back. And he's going to deliver a traveling Mozart program. So it will be based on Mozart's travels around the world. So, and of course, it's a touring program. So we'll be out from the 26th until the 28th of May. And then at the beginning of June, Sean Sheba is back, the Scottish guitarist who was with us last year. Yeah, he's quite remarkable, quite special. So he'll be performing some Vivaldi, and we will be out on the road with that program from the 9th until the 12th of June. And then I suppose the summer culminates, as always, with our residency at the Kilkenny Arts Festival. And there's another big program planned for that. So, of course, we have to remain stum on that. That will be Olga's announcement in due course.
Absolutely. I'll be straight on to Olga, maybe for next week even, to find out what's going on in Kilkenny this year.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's really it, Matthew. You know,
Well, you make it sound like it's not very much. There's loads and loads.
There really is, loads. And there's a lot of out on the road for us, which is really great. So hopefully, you know, we're looking very optimistically at 2022, and we hope that things are only going to get better and better. But whatever happens, we will fly our flag high, always.
Charlotte, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me today. I really appreciate it.
Not at all, Matthew. It's lovely to talk to you always. Have a good day.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.